Hey, what's up everyone, Jared here. Well, I got a new job and didn't have time to do a review of this phone right away, so I decided instead to feel this phone out for a month and then give you a review. So here it is. Now straight up, this phone is dope. Quite simply put, it feels significant in the hand, like something you'd pull out of a jewelry box with stunning metal and glass materials. But like so many others have mentioned, it gets covered with fingerprints and can get quite slippery, which only gets exaggerated more so due to its size in comparison to the S6 and S6 Edge. Now the S Pen has made quite the comeback for many people who loved and relied on the functionality of previous generations from the Note series. Samsung always seems to be tweaking the S Pen a little here and there, and this time they've added some pretty cool stuff like the scroll capture feature that lets you capture a little or the entire length of a web article, for example. But to be honest, for me, it's just one of those things that I'd probably only use like once a year. And then they added app shortcuts, which would be great for quick access to various document or productivity related apps, but you only get 3 spots to fill, and it's really only useful for those types of apps. Like, it wouldn't really make sense to have Netflix or Plex in there and have to pull out the S Pen every time you want to launch one of them. So again, for me, it's just another feature I'd probably never take advantage of. Now, one new feature I do find useful though is the screen off memo, where while the screen's off, pulling out the S Pen, you're given the ability to jot down a quick note, toss the pen back in the phone, and away you go. Pretty convenient stuff there. The rest of the Note 5 software is basically exactly like the S6 and the rest of the family. Certainly not the most attractive software experience, but damn, they sure have made some big changes to TouchWiz over the years, haven't they? And in my personal opinion, most, if not all of those changes were either for the better or were a giant leap in the right direction. Now, I was worried what the overall performance outcome was going to look like after a good month with the Note 5, simply because of the, shall we say, less than satisfactory performance of the S6 and S6 Edge after a month or so. And I know many of you know what I'm talking about. Well, honestly, so far so good. The Note 5 packs the same CPU as the S6 does, that being the Exynos 7420. But there's one hardware difference between the two phones. The S6 has 3 gigs of RAM and the Note 5 has 4. So does that make a difference between our S6s slowing down considerably after just a month? Yeah, I don't know, especially when you take into consideration the Android version differences if you're using carrier branded devices like I am, where my S6 Edge is currently sitting at Android 5.0.2 and my Note 5 is sitting at 5.1.1. Now either way, when it comes to performance, after a month, the Note 5 is still holding strong and is nothing short of a nuclear powerhouse. For now. Now, Samsung makes one of my favorite displays. I absolutely love AMOLED display technology, and at 5.7 inches, you get plenty of it. Not to mention the Quad HD resolution it comes with for awesome clarity and razor sharp text. And as always, colors are punchy and vibrant, and the screen brightness is awesome for outside viewing, and to my eyes, can reach a dim enough level for unstrained viewing in the dark. Now, Samsung and most recently LG with its G4 have arguably the best cameras in a smartphone on the market. And while I can't really say which camera I prefer, I can say the Note 5's camera is every bit as impressive as you would hope and actually expect out of such an expensive device. I especially love the ability to slow the shutter speed right down for some pretty impressive nighttime shooting with a smartphone. Just do yourself a favor and make sure that when you do choose to use the slower shutter speeds, that you also use a tripod. And finally, the 3000 mAh battery was a bit of a disappointment to many. It's like MKBHD said, if you're making a device with a protruding camera, fill up the rest of the phone with a larger battery. Now, anyways, with my testing, I snagged about 6 hours of screen on time, which is actually pretty damn good. Not sure why other people are claiming only 3 hours. All that being said, while the Note 5 is a beautiful upgrade over the Note 4, I just can't quite bring myself to saying it's worth the upgrade. Though, if you don't already have a Note 4 and are thinking about jumping onto this shit, welcome aboard. You're going to enjoy this ride. But that's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, do me a solid and hit that like button. And if you're new to my videos, don't forget to subscribe for more in the future. But thanks as always for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Cheers.